are now painted as being benefits for scroungers. And yet every benefit I have mentioned goes to people who work. And now we see an attack on the access to work fund. Now surely even this government can't say that that's for those scrounging cripples. Because let's face it, it's got work in the title. But no, before they said anything, before anything was announced, as soon as they won, they announced cuts and changes to access to work. Now, even the DWP itself had a select committee that stated that it could do more, that at the moment it only benefits a minority of the people it could benefit. So, we asked conference to promote that fact and to try and make it better known among our members and among disabled people at large that there is this fund and they can claim it. But I'm here, of course, speaking for equity, and we represent a group of disabled people who work in an industry that is seasonal. They are all freelancers, and yet when they get a contract, they tend to be under contract for a very short period of time. And you're finding, I know about the NUJ, lots of people also work under this, it's just unregretted there. A lot of our members work in this situation where they can be unemployed, but they're resting and they're looking for work. And so they're going for auditions, and they need to be supported by Access to Work. But Access to Work doesn't really understand that. Some of them may incur higher costs for staying in digs, because, back to my point, if society was fully inclusively accessible, then disabled performers could stay in accessible digs. But unfortunately, there aren't any cheap accessible digs, so they have to stay in posh hotels, which Access to Work doesn't like. Because a good friend of mine was recently performing at the National Theatre, and when she told them how much her digs were going to incur, they nearly passed out on the phone. You could have bought a house for that up north, with what they require. Yes, but that's not our fault. We cannot have it. But because it's cheaper to give us money than it is to make the world accessible, we allow society and the government and the media to tell us that we're lucky to be getting those grants or benefits. So we have a whole situation where all freelance people are being really let down by Access to Work. I know that the Musicians Union have got another motion on this because they too suffer this discrimination. And so what we ask is that conference promotes Access to Work. It works with us and our members to highlight the flaws and the issues within the Access to Work system. And it explains to the wider public that Access to Work is a fund that allows disabled people to claim their right in the workplace. I move